Greetings, friends and fellow cigar bonds, guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, and this is my reveal video for the great CBG Builder Swap-Off. To be honest with you, I kind of procrastinated, I think, a little too much down to the wire. Anyhow, for me, it was great learning experience to be a part of it. Huge thanks, guys, to you guys. Facebook page is almost 1,000 members. So yeah, so the admins of the Facebook group, huge shout out, tip of the hat to Michael and Smoking CBGs and other handmade oddities. Again, yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about, right? I mean, rallying the troops, getting the community spirit, and being generous and being creative and thoughtful, and all those positive things. Seriously, I know there was some sponsors. I'm pretty sure CBGitty. I saw a little flyer that said they contribute 20% off. So that's huge. That's huge. So anyhow, yeah. So there was a lot of involvement. Questions being. I kind of feel bad now, not maybe getting involved more and getting all chitty chatty and stuff. But you know, there's always next year, right? There's always next year. I will try to. You know, again, we can all rise the boats. Anyhow, so. Long story short, quit your yakking, dude. I want to show you kind of where I'm at now. So right now, kind of getting stain over everything. So my hands are all stained. So today's a stain day. So I started with these beautiful pieces of flooring. Okay, so there's the stain is still kind of drying, and I still need to sand some of this off here. I'll show you what it looks like before it gets to this stage here. As you know from past videos, I took some of this flooring that you can't really see, but it's the floor that I'm standing on, and saved some of these choice mistake cuts and sized them up. Just, you know, kind of created the box. You know, these are actually deeper boxes than normal. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about building your own boxes. Now, this is, dude, this stuff is freaking bulletproof, dude. It's vinyl. I can kind of show you it's MDF on the middle, right? But it's more than MDF. This is like super mega MDF. And then you have the, I guess, I'm not sure if it's the back that's vinyl or whatever. This stuff is brutal on blades. Yeah, if you're going to be using this stuff, you're going to be burning through your saw blades, because this stuff is just nails. So yeah, so we cut it all up, block it up. And I basically just kind of married the box with the top, because you can actually feel on these edges, and you can kind of get a feel to which. I made a whole bunch of them. I say a whole bunch of them. I made it in a total seven of these bad boys here. So these are I'm down to the last three boxes. I don't know if you can see this here. 1, 2. And 3. This one's interesting. I have not sanded this entirely down yet. It's very rough. It did kind of just end right there. I think I was excited to play it or whatever, and I just started playing it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and touch this guy up, make this neck like all the other necks, just smooth and or not, maybe I'll just sand it. I'm not really sure. This one has not quite stuck the landing yet, but look at those F-holes. So on this one here, I opted for a humbucker and 2 large sound holes. Now look how thick those walls are on the sound hole there. So I have one here that's beveled, and you can see how nice and thick that is. And then I got one that's just clean. So what I did is, like I said, I married the top to the box and then screwed it in place. And then I got one of the most brutal tools ever. This sander, dude, and I just went to town, dude, on all of these edges. And I just started taking my time and, you know, getting them all nice and smooth. So you can see right there, I had to take off quite a bit of material, because there wasn't like this perfect matchup between this piece and that piece. So as I took it off, it kind of gave a reveal of this wood underneath the vinyl. So there's a lot of cool little like texture things in here. There's some spots you can actually still see the glue. Let me see if I can find it here. I like the way that one looks right there. And this one's not quite enough. I could have sanded it some more, so you can see there's still a little bit of a lip there. So these are all aftermarket Yeah, there's some of the glue right there. You can kind of see that right there. Sorry. Yeah, there's a little bit of glue in there. Hey, so that's what gives this thing character. Next, I hit all the edges and corners with this dark espresso dark stain. If I would have had black, I would have went with black, but that was as dark as I could find. Moving on to the neck. Before I install it in the box here, I just wanted to point out a few things real quick. So this is, like I said, the curly maple wood, and it's got all those delicious, gorgeous curls in there. And then I did use this Delina. I'll put a link to this stuff in the description below. It's just Supreme hard wax. This stuff is amazing here. The more I use it, the more I learn how to use it and stuff. It's crazy. Creates this nice, I mean, I sanded it down to 3,000 grit and then hit it with my buffing wheel. And I know this light, you can't see it in this light, but it really does pop. And so I was happy about that. Oh yeah, the tuners here. Okay, y'all know what these are, right? These are the economy tuners from CBG.com. They come in black, gold, and silver. And I just recently bought a bulk of these guys here. And you ain't gonna lie to you, man. There's a lot of these ones here you pick up, and you can feel there's like a slop in there, like a back and forth that goes before the gear goes. Yeah, there's no way you can see it. If you feel it though, and hold it back and forth, you can see there's give before it spins the gear. Yeah, this one here. You know, not all of them. I found this one here just for this demonstration here. This silver one is nice and tight. You can feel it as soon as you turn this way here, and as soon as you turn back, it's nice and tight. So these guys are not all created equal. So now, shame on me for not doing this a long time ago. I'm gonna feel the tuner, make sure it's nice and good, rather than just assuming, right, that it's good. Because, yeah, if you get these wiggle in here, what is happening is a number of things. Obviously, you want to go through and check all check all the fittings, right? There's the little screw head in there. You got to tighten that thing up and tighten this thing up. Here's the problem, is that these two gears become separated ever so slightly, right? And so when that happens, then you turn this guy here, and this doesn't turn this one over here immediately because there's a gap. And then you reverse direction, and then you start turning it the other way, and it doesn't engage this one immediately again because there's a gap. Now you can try to bend these little pieces of metal that way, this way, to push the gear together. I've also tried to put it in a vise and smash it up this way to get those gears to get smashed together by the metal. There's various methods you can use, right? If this thing is not seated directly flush down on the wood, then you're going to get like a bow in this metal here. And if you have a bow in that metal, what that's going to do is that's going to separate your worm gear there. See that here? See if you can imagine this thing bent down. It's going to open up that gear. Well, when it happens, you go to spin, right, and it's going to get tighter and tighter because the gears are separated, and all of a sudden, kink, it's going to stop, and you're going to be stuck, and you got to back it up and try to get going again. So basically, that gear is ruined. Maybe you can salvage it. I have yet to really try. Okay, but I am in this particular build hedging my bets. How am I hedging my bets? Well, I know it's going to be really hard to see in this light and this angle and stuff like that, but I've tilted those holes ever so slightly, like 0.00001 microradian theta angle this way here, right? So that when the string, so what that does here is it moves this gear ever so slightly toward the gear. In other words, it is a slight, you can't see, I do apologize for not being more drastic in this explanation here, but what I've done is I've tilted the tuners so that on the back side here, the gear is closer to the worm, to the drive gear here. Okay, so in this case here, it would be angled kind of this way here. And again, it's very subtle, but the angle is just this way, just a little bit. And the reason being is because it's going to move the gear on this side here closer that way, so that when the string pulls it this way, it's going to be pulling it into the gear. It's going to smash the gears together. Another trick, if you want to call it a trick, is to tighten this side, but don't quite tighten this side. Now, why on earth do you think I would do that? Again, I don't want to create a bow in this plate metal here underneath here. I want it to be straight, and if anything, a counter bow. Does that make sense? So maybe even putting a washer underneath here just to kind of get it to, again, you want these gears to smash together. So those are little ways that you can hedge your bets. First, we're going to make sure they're tight. And I can tell this one's not tight, so I'll see, I should have done this before the video. It's loose, I can feel it. That one's tight, and that one's tight. Yay. So I got two tight ones here. Yep, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. And this one here, it's not 100%. I mean, that one that I felt down here was a lot better than that. Yeah, so I go back and forth here. There's no way you'll be able to see the gear go back and forth, but if I continue to turn it, then the gear goes. So yeah, there is a little bit of a gap in there before the gear turns. So I can feel it. So yeah, so this one's got to go. While that pickup is glued and screwed and drying, I did want to take your attention to this little template I got here. It's for notches, basically, when you want to notch your box, like this, whatever. It's good because it's got these measurements on both sides that are equal. It's got 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, so you can measure this thing on the box like thus. And you can tell exactly where to put both the notch and what I've done is I'm using this as the background there. I've color coded little marks so that, for example, I'll use this white box here since it's got high contrast. See these two little dots here? So what I do is I just find the edges and then I pick which one of these marks is going to best give me my, in this case here it's the red dot, right? So that's going to get, so that way I don't have to measure it over and over and over and over again. I just line this thing up and decide which one looks the best for the size of the sound hole, for the proportion of the space on this side of the strings, right? So yeah, get yourself one of these templates and mark it up. Now I also use this thing on this side here for my fret spacing. So this guy here I get a lot of mileage out of. I get the notch, the sound hole centers, and the fret string spacing right there. Drew up a little caricature of Vladimir Putin playing a Puckett cigar box guitar. So a couple of things. I did solder up the humbucker directly to the jack with the ground wire to one of the hinge holes. I did use that hammered metallic paint for the hinge, as well as the corner screws. So they all have the hammered black paint. Also ready for the 0 fret. And after that, we are ready to build a saddle, then string it up, set it up, tune it up, and tear it up. Okay, I'm all OCD into this build right now, so I lost track of time. What I've done recently here is I took out this screw and I actually continued to file and sand and smooth and then restain all this corner. I just like the look of the well-worn corner, nice and smooth, and then of course dark stained. So this smooth edge goes with this bevel here, and this tight edge here goes with all the other corners here. So as far as the hammered paint there. I got the hammered paint there and all the screws, and also the eyes up here on the top as well as that screw. So 0 fret, and then set the saddle here real quick here. I just wanted you to see, you can actually see light through that saddle. I'm going to show you what I got going on with that right here, right now. So when I was processing that curly maple, I found a bunch of these sticks that have all of these voids in them and crazy gaps and stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a dang shame because, man, this is some pretty wood. Yeah, so some of these are really, right, you obviously can't use this for necks, but I've been selectively slicing it up into saddles. Got my saddle bucket here. And you can see I have a whole bunch of these guys. Now, some of these just so happen to be right on the mark of where that is. So these guys here, I'm gonna, obviously set them aside. There's a nice one. It's got the similar to the void that I got, kind of through the bottom of it. Some of them are actually, oh my gosh, check this out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is going to be like, I could fill this in with like, colorful epoxy or something. I could do all sorts of crazy stuff with that. Look at it on this side here. Let me see if you can focus in on that. Yeah. Anyhow, whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of different, most of them are just normal, just good pieces and stuff, which is, I mean, obviously that's it. But some of these definitely got some character going on there. So, anyhow, so that's what I did here. I got this guy here, and I also treated it with the same wax. Where'd it go? With the same wax that I did the neck. So the saddle and the neck have both got this Delina wax. So yeah, just FYI there. Oh yeah, so guys, the sound of this thing, hello. I've got it tuned to D, D-A-D. And these are the thick strings. So thick I can't cut them. Come on. Hi. I guess I have dull cutters maybe. So these are Shane Spiel strings here. They are the low rock. The gauges on these are as follows, and I quote, 0.052, 0.042, and 0.032. Let's see if you can see that. So unplugged, this thing is so loud. Especially when you put your ear next to it, you're just like, oh, plus it's low. Strings are still stretching. That's what you call distortion. Well, I have been anxiously awaiting the arrival of this package here. And just like that, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right, we are officially goofing around. One, two, three, 4. And of course, you got to crank the reverb. I'm going to leave you with a very cool picking pattern. You have to think of it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And the 1, 2, 3 is going to be upstrokes. 1, 2, 3 is a downstroke. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's the way it sounds. Isn't that cool? All right, one final overview. So notice how I lay out the paper towel to kind of try to keep everything clean. So I did put these eyes here, and I had one more strap from the animal hospital. Perfect size for a strap. So this is just a real simple, elegant, for lack of a better term, clean lines build. I really took my time. There's a lot of details that perhaps are going unmentioned. Those are the harmonics I told you about. We just wipe that off with your finger, and it'll just wipe off. I love the way that saddle looks. And the neck, again, just clean, clean, clean. There's the rag for the, looks like a camel rag. There's all the sawdust. And there's the thumbs up from my little dude. All right, so now we are off to package this bad boy up and ship it off. All right, so wrapping up this video, again, this is the Great CBG Builders Swap Off 2024, and I think this is the 9th one. Anyhow, this is my contribution. The gentleman whose name I drew, Justin Stanchfield, lives up in Montana. Apparently, Justin's been around at this swap off for a number of years. I'm the newbie. So anyhow, Justin, I do hope you enjoy playing this. It's not really a cigar box guitar. It's more of a cigar box style guitar built out of my extra fluorine. Yeah, just great solid sound. I mean, this thing literally is bulletproof. If there was a swing and a smash contest with this and any other guitar, dude, this guitar would be in first place. So this is number 475. Number 475. That means I'm getting old. All right, Justin. Package this thing up in the mail. You should receive it shortly. And then you'll see this video. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Be sure to stick around to the end so you can see those shorts that I was telling you about. Cheers, adios. We'll see you in the next video. If you have a cigar box style guitar, first off, salute, hats off to you. Second off, I double dog dare you to try this. Try this, oh my gosh. Okay, so you know that the harmonics are the same on both sides of the 12th fret, right? So you find the 12th fret, and then you just find the harmonics. Get yourself a erasable, and just put little dots where those harmonics go, right? So you can erase it later if you like. And then let the feedback begin. Bang, bang. All right, we are just about ready to box up and ship off this bad boy. You can't see it because it's top secret, but you can hear it. All right, so here's a little sound sample of the guitar. have a cigar box style guitar and you want to try this, you just set it up on the amp on the verge of feedback. And then you put your favorite slide here at the 12th fret. Then you get some feedback. When you get the feedback, what happens is the waves go boom, 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 and they create like a little valley, a little trough right there in the node. So it kind of sounds like this, right? Come on, feedback. Isn't that cool? It's like a perpetual motion machine. And when you're all said and done, just tilt your guitar down.